So, don't mean to get all Casey Neistat on you, but check this out. Woo-hoo! This is the new Darkroom space. So welcome to Colorado, and welcome to my new Darkroom. So, hello and welcome back. Things look a little different, don't they? If you can't tell by the stupid smiley look on my face, I am beyond elated about this new situation that I'm in. So, Jen and I just finished up our move to Northern Colorado. This is a place that I've lived a long time, and I'm very, very happy to be back in my old stomping grounds, and very excited about the new potential photographic opportunities that I will be putting myself in. And so yeah, welcome to the new Darkroom. This is basically the Darkroom that Ikea built. So Jen and I took the weekend and went down to Ikea in Denver and bought a few different pieces of Ikea furniture to help make this not only a nice working functional space, but one that's aesthetically pleasing as well, that kind of lends itself to a creative space. I'm a kind of a minimal guy. I don't like a lot of clutter and a lot of nonsensical, unnecessary things, so I tried to design the room around that, kind of a workflow that made sense for the size of the room. This is just a spare bedroom, so it's not a fully fleshed out darkroom, so there's not going to be any running water or anything like that, but this is working well for what I need it to. So I've got just sort of a main, we've got the enlarger, of course, which you've seen, and then underneath that I'll show you some other shots of this too. We've just got sort of a drawer unit that will house everything from negative preparation, holding and storing prints that are finished and just need a little place to live, and other things, the easel, darkroom paper, bits and bobs. And then behind me we've got sort of the long workstation that houses the developing trays. It will hold comfortably 11 by 14 trays, which is probably the max size that I'm going to print here. In my heart, I wish I could print a little bit larger, but that's a little bit further down the road. We have the equipment, we have the technology, so we can print larger, but as a friend of mine, now friend, internet friend John, has commented to me, you don't need to be Helmut Newton just yet, so we're gonna keep things on a smaller scale and expand as we go. So the big question at this point is, how does it all work? So it works. That's the short answer. So you guys remember the negative, my first successful 4x5 negative shot in development was the picture of my old building in Nashville. Well, look what we have here. We have our first successful print in the new Darkroom. This makes me very happy. Everything went really well. I turned on the music, I fired up the safe lights, and we started printing. So obviously the subject matter of this particular print is nothing that, this is just a technical process, trying to figure out how the workflow went, and everything went really well. So I like the room, it's gonna be fun to work in, and yeah, we sealed up every bit of light, which ended up being slightly more difficult than I was anticipating. You don't realize just how sneaky light can be until you try to get rid of all of it. So for the main window, which is a monster, it was like 48 by 57 for such a small room, it's a giant window. I had first had this sort of vinyl chalkboard type fabric, which worked out okay, but even with the blinds down and that fabric on the inside of the windowsill, it generated a lot of heat. it wasn't very good at keeping the room cool. So what I ended up doing was going down to Home Depot and buying a thin piece of dense board called Yucca board. So the dudes at Home Depot cut the board down to the window size, and we put a little bits of weather window foam and pushed the Yucca board up against it. And then there were still a few bits of light leak coming through at various points, and I just, good old gaff tape, baby. Put a nice strip of gaff tape just between the wall and the Yucca board, and it's much cooler and completely light sealed. Just to be safe, I put some blackout curtains over the top of that, and it kind of covers up the unsightliness of the board. And then also for the door, which I'll show you, I used pieces of black matte board and cut those down. Jen cut those all down to size and shape for me, and we just affixed that to one part of the door so that when it closes it overlaps on the other. And then again, I used some blackout curtains just to pull across the door, just to take care of any little sneaky bits of light that try to get through. And then we ended up being able to recycle that vinyl fabric and use it as door stoppers. So I've got it to where it flaps up and velcros to the door so that the door can swing open and closed. And then when the door is closed, you can pull it down and it creates this nice sort of light barrier. And it works great. Everything works very well, and I'm very happy about that. So yes, we did it. We did it. We got a dark room. The hardest part, I think, was building the Ikea furniture. If you ever want to test the fortitude of a marriage or a relationship, build Ikea furniture with your other. It was quite an adventure. So we should take some actual photographs, like some pictures of pretty stuff, the stuff that I want to take. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to load up some film holders, probably 3 film holders. And tomorrow morning, Jen and I are going to take a little drive out to Rocky Mountain National Park and grab a shot of this photograph. This is a shot I took last week in the park of Hallett Peak on the left there. It's a 12,000 foot peak in northern Colorado. It's a pretty classic shot. Just to kind of get my feet wet. It's not really the type of shot that I want to be doing a lot of moving forward. I have some pretty specific visions for my alpine landscapes that I would like to be shooting, but all in due time, all in due time. So let's start off slowly. Let's kind of grab the big epic shot. Well, let's get that out of our system, and yeah, then we'll start distilling the process down into the type of aesthetic photographs that I want to be taking. So the next video will be that sort of video journal, the drive out to Rocky Mountain, hiking into the location, setting up the camera, taking the shot, and then we'll come back into the dark room and we will develop the negative and make a print of the negative. Man, I'm getting giddy just talking about that whole process. We're going to be able to do all of that now in a relatively short amount of time, and it'll be relatively painless, and everything will go without a hitch. Thanks for sticking with me. Let's make some prints, and the next time I see you, we'll be in the mountains. So, see you then.